Hello and welcome, my wishful thinkers. How you doing today? It's Chris, and we're going to talk about the most evil character in the game, the Ice King. So the Ice King is interesting. He's really not one. He's really not the guy you want to use in the early game. Sure, he can be used, but the problem is a lot of your other towers don't really work well with him. You need to give them frozen popping power. You need to give them the ability to do these weirder things. He can work pretty well with Max, though. Max can automatically pop frozen balloons right from the get-go. So, if you give your other characters, though, some extra frozen popping power, boom, the Ice King can be pretty gosh darn powerful. I don't really recommend using him until you at least start playing on Extreme, though, the golden chests. Anything below that is probably not worth it to buy. There's other ways you can get your balloon popping power that are a little bit cheaper and or more efficient. But with the Ice King, let's talk about his paths right here. Then we're going to go, which are really weird, by the way. Then we're going to go into his weapons, which they're a little important, honestly, but realistically, meh. It's all about his one main ability up in here. This is what it's all about for the Ice King. The weird thing is I don't care about almost any of this. Honestly, everything is okay. That's the best way to put it. Everything is okay, but going to the left side over here is probably the most important one. So the crown of influence. The balloons are frozen for longer and move slower. Okay. Wizard eyes. Now we can see camo balloons. We like this because camo balloons can overwhelm us. Winter weather. This is what it's all about. The air around Ice King slows balloons on contact. This is extremely helpful, guys. I actually really enjoy this upgrade because it makes it so it's kind of like a gigantic Arctic wind is the best way to put it. And if you give him some extra range bonuses through other trinkets and stuff like that, this can be extra specially amazing. So everything else is just sort of there to help out, especially the middle things. It's all about just kind of increasing his ice. Chilled to the bone. Ice King penetrates more layers of balloon. They last longer. They do in all directions, sort of like a tack shooter. Faster freezing. The Ice King can fire ice bolts even faster. Okay, that'll make sense, right? Then you got the one that's a little bit on the odd here. The Hailstorm. The Ice King unleashes even more ice bolts. Okay, alright. So now we're just shooting ice bolts everywhere. The other two that are sort of weird are the Lightning Strike, which means you can attack anywhere on the screen with your Lightning Strike. Cool. And Freeze Lightning. Then the Lightning Strike also freezes the balloons. So the problem is these are $2,000 of upgrades right here. That's pricey. We're talking about a lot of money to be able to hit all over the entire screen, and we might be messing up some of our tower's ability to pop the balloons. So you gotta be very careful with the Lightning Strike and the Lightning Freeze. They're expensive, they're usually not worth it in most situations. This one's actually really interesting. I think I just got this and haven't even tested it out yet, but the arrows of frozen rain, the Ice King uses Frigitsu to fire frozen arrows. Honestly, that just sounds really cool, and I really want to see it happen, and I want to see how powerful they actually are. It seems like it's going to be really good, though, because it requires a trinket to use. The other two are this upgrade right here, the Monsters of Snow, creates an army of snow monsters, and the big freeze, the Moabs hit by the Ice King's lightning are frozen. So we're freezing everything on the screen with that bad boy, and then with this good girl right here, we create a little army to help us out in the process. Overall, though, after saying all of that random crap right there, the main thing is still the winter weather. Gigantic Arctic wind, you can't beat it, it's amazing, use it. If you want to add anything else on here, feel free. But getting the camo detection winter weather is just absolutely amazing. As far as your allies are, let's talk about the weapon first. As far as the weapon is concerned, honestly, I don't find the weapons to be all that important. Again, I'm not using this guy to pop balloons with his regular attacks. I'm usually slowing things down, letting my other characters just sort of deal with them. But none of these are bad. Get the epic weapons, they're going to be very helpful. Extra range, extra damage, extra range gives us an extra special property here so that Moabs hit by the attacks can drop a loot when destroyed, which is really interesting, man. The Thought Cannon one, I like that. Anytime anything's giving me loot, I love it. And then adds an additional whirlwind attack, plus look at that ridiculous pierce right there, plus 10 pierce, baby. Woo! Whoa, nice! Right now I've got this crap wand right here. It is an uncommon wand that just increases effect duration. BubbleGum ice by 15%. Okay, it's just there just to hold off a spot right here. Allies, surprisingly, Gunter is actually really weird, by the way. Gunter, I believe, is the, yeah, you can only use him with the Ice King. The weird thing is his first two upgrades right here are just extra flippers and then throw some bottles. And then the Orgalorg, $30,000, unleashes Orgalorg's cosmic power for massive popping. Now, I'm not sure if I used it wrong, but I have gotten that in one of my games, and I didn't find it to be all that good. I wasn't sure what was happening. I almost lost because I wasn't sure if the Orgalorg was attacking or what. It wasn't an ability. It just didn't make any sense what was happening. So I gotta say that I'm not sure if that's worth it. Just gonna point that out, man. Everything else is just sort of weird. Now, this guy's actually really interesting as well. ABRACADANIEL. I just wanted to talk about him because he's again one of the people that you can only really use with the Ice King and just a couple other people, but he instantly destroys Bloons. I have not tested him out against Moabs and stuff like that, but this is really interesting that he's a gentle soul, only costs $600 over here, and he can instantly destroy a balloon. Now, his attack speed is a little bit on the slow side, but he'll be able to insta-kill some of these higher tier balloons. Might be freaking awesome, dude. 10,000 damage? I mean, that's going to insta-kill literally everything. Except for maybe a bad balloon. I mean, that's just insane. I don't know if it's going to be able to attack these things, though. Otherwise, this guy's going to be way too freaking insane. I really want to test him out in one of my games. In fact, I'm going to get rid of Ricardi over here, the Ice King's heart. I'm going to pop in this guy and see how well he works for me. Alright, so that is the allies. The last thing is the trinkets. Because, again, the Arctic Wind upgrade, or whatever it's called, the winter weather upgrade is really, really important. Range is going to be one of your key things. So anything that gives you range is going to be awesome. And also make sure you pop him in range of Princess BubbleGum and or Jake, because those guys can give bonus range upgrades that's going to make that winter weather upgrade even better. Also, like I said, I just got this guy right here, the Arrow of Ice, which gives us the ability to throw, I guess, shoot, throw ice arrows, whatever we want to call it. And I'm kind of excited to test that out in my game. Everything else for me is just sort of random filler trinkets at this point, but extra range is going to be really important. A little bit of extra pierce wouldn't hurt yourself, and then anything that can just do sort of bonus damage over time. Anytime that you're just going to sort of hit a balloon, freeze it once, then have it die slowly is pretty awesome, if you ask me. Overall, the Ice King is an effective tower for things like Extreme Mode and Impoppable, but you got to make sure your other towers can work well with him, otherwise he can be a negative. It's weird, because you think of the Ice King, we know the Ice King's evil. We know he's a meaty pants trying to steal the princesses and stuff. But we can't just put him off all the way in the corner, because he doesn't work totally amazing by himself. He does need those extra support towers that could sort of kill the balloons inside of his slowdown range right there. So what I usually do, though, is I kind of put him off to the side just a little bit, where only a couple towers can actually hit the frozen balloons, and everybody else is just sort of attacking all the regular balloons going on through. So make sure you use him properly, and he can be an amazing, amazing character, but overall you gotta make sure you use him properly, otherwise he can be a negative for you. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you press that like button for me, subscribe if you haven't, and of course have a super duper delicious day.